3 men were hanging from ropes under the bridge. A speedboat quickly passed below the bridge. The boat was filled with fully armed American soldiers. Their mission was to escort the captured leader of an enemy organization. They planned to exchange hostages on the bridge, but they didn't expect the situation beneath the bridge. Luckily, the US military was well prepared. Not only were snipers providing cover from a distance, but there were also armored vehicles behind them, ready to respond at any moment. Additionally, large concrete barriers in front of them provided cover. With such tight defenses, the enemy would definitely think twice before making a move. As night fell, the air was thick with tension. The sniper, through his scope, was the first to spot the hostages being brought in. He immediately informed the sergeant in charge of the operation via radio and confirmed the number of hostages, 18. After confirming the number, the sergeant called the enemy, warning them not to act rashly or his men would open fire at any moment. He then removed the mask from the leader's head, making sure the enemy could see that the Americans were keeping their promise. The leader then walked toward his own camp, and the enemy immediately released all the hostages. The brave ones rushed straight toward the American position, while the remaining 8 moved cautiously, fearing they might be shot at any moment. At this point, the leader had reached his camp and was about to leave by car, but a few hostages suddenly stopped in the middle, unwilling to move, fearing retaliation from the enemy. Unfortunately, the American soldiers couldn't understand the local language. When they saw the enemy's actions, they thought the enemy was about to attack. The sniper immediately reported that the leader had left on a motorcycle. The sergeant ordered the soldiers to hold the bridge, because he suspected the hostages might have bombs strapped to them. At this moment, the hostages, terrified, still refused to enter the American position. The enemy, losing patience, fired shots into the air to warn and urge them, but this action made the sergeant believe the enemy was about to attack. So, he ordered his men to fire at the enemy. The bridge was instantly thrown into chaos. Machine guns mounted on the armored vehicles opened fire on the enemy, while the sniper provided support from a distance, killing enemies. However, one soldier disobeyed orders and left his cover, intending to rescue the hostages. Unfortunately, the soldier not only failed to rescue any hostages, but also had his leg shot by the enemy. Luckily, his comrades provided fire support in time, and they were able to pull him back to the position. 10 minutes later, the enemy was completely eliminated, but when the sergeant checked the battlefield, he was shocked to find that the hostages were actually carrying bombs. Realizing something was wrong, he immediately shouted for the soldiers to retreat. Then, he and 2 others dragged the injured soldier and quickly escaped. The next second, a violent explosion rocked the entire bridge. Fortunately, they survived.